All right, let's talk about something that's incredibly painful and, honestly, way more common than you think. A sexless marriage. That feeling of being constantly rejected, it's lonely. But what if the way out isn't what you've been trying? What if it's all about one single, powerful conversation that could literally change everything? Let's dive in and unpack a method that gets to the real heart of the problem.
This is the question, isn't it? The one that just bounces around in your head. I'm tired. I have a headache. Not tonight. It is so frustrating, it's confusing, and after a while, it just makes you feel completely and totally unwanted. So let's get to the bottom of what's really going on behind that no.
You know this dance. You probably know it by heart. You build up the courage, you try to initiate, maybe it's a touch, maybe a kiss, and she says no. You feel that sharp sting of rejection, right? So you retreat, you pull away, feeling hurt, angry, you name it. A few days pass, the tension eases, you try again. And boom, the same thing happens. This cycle, this is the entire problem, but not for the reason you think.
See, the real issue here isn't just her lack of desire. It's the unintentional message your actions, your part in that cycle, are sending her every single time it happens. We're about to pull back the curtain on what she's actually hearing when you keep trying without ever stopping to ask why.
Okay, let's try a little thought experiment. Imagine your wife just stopped eating for days. You wouldn't just keep shoving a plate of her favorite food in her face, would you? Of course not. You'd be worried. You'd sit her down and say, "Honey, what's wrong? Are you okay?" Yet when it comes to sex, the go-to reaction is to just keep serving the same plate, completely ignoring the fact that she's clearly lost her appetite for a reason.
And this is the devastating message that lands. When you just keep trying without acknowledging the pattern, her brain doesn't interpret that as you loving her. It interprets it as you not caring about her inner world. The thought becomes, he doesn't really care about me or why I'm not in the mood. My feelings don't matter as much as his physical needs. It makes her feel totally unseen.
Which brings us to the absolute key to all of this: emotional safety. This is the bedrock, the foundation for any kind of real intimacy. It's that feeling of being seen, heard, and cared for as a whole person, with thoughts, stresses, and feelings. And that cycle of rejection we talked about, it's been like a wrecking ball to that foundation.
Think about it like this. It's an unbreakable chain. Real intimacy requires you both to be vulnerable, to be open and unguarded. But nobody, man or woman, can be vulnerable if they don't feel safe. It's a primal thing. If her nervous system is flashing red warning lights that say, "This isn't safe, he doesn't see me," her body simply cannot respond with desire. It's not a choice, it's a biological reality.
So here it is, the big aha moment. The problem was never really her libido. The problem is that your response to her lack of desire has over time shown her that you're not a safe partner to be vulnerable with. It's sending the message that you don't truly see her, the whole person.
Now, I know that sounds heavy, but here's the good news. In fact, it's amazing news. You, personally, have the power to fix this. You can rebuild that safety, you can change the entire dynamic of your marriage, and it all starts with one specific targeted conversation.
So how do we do it?
Let's get practical. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's an actionable plan. We're going to walk through a very clear 4-step method. The goal? To stop the cycle cold, rebuild that lost trust, and create the kind of safety that real intimacy needs to flourish.
And this is how you start. These are the magic words. You approach her and you say something just like this. Notice what you're doing here. It's not an attack, it's not a complaint, it's an apology. And, most importantly, it's an invitation. It immediately signals a massive shift from, "What can I get?" to, "I want to understand."
Okay, here are the 4 steps. First, and this is non-negotiable, you take all the pressure off the table. For 2 to 4 weeks, you don't initiate anything sexual, nothing. This creates a vacuum. Second, you have the conversation, using those words we just talked about. Third, and this is the hardest part, your only job is to listen. Just listen. Be curious. Don't defend yourself. And fourth, you back it all up with action. Consistent, non-sexual affection. A hug, holding your hand. You're proving with your actions that you care about her, not just what you can get from her.
Now, for that listening part, you can't just stare at her silently. You need to guide the conversation with genuine curiosity. And these questions are your tools. Look at them. They are not about sex. They're about connection, pressure, safety, support. You're not investigating a crime, you're exploring her world. This is how you show her you're for real.
So you've done it. You've had the big talk. What happens now? Well, it's really important to have the right expectations. This is not a magic wand for instant intimacy. You are rebuilding a foundation that took months, maybe years to crumble. It's going to take some time. So in that first week, you should probably expect her to be a little skeptical. She's thinking, is this for real or is this just another tactic? She's testing you. Your job is to stay consistent. But then, as you move into weeks 2 and 3, you'll probably start to see a change, a softening. As she feels safer, she'll start to open up. Again, just listen. And then, maybe a few months down the line, something amazing can happen. New, honest patterns of communication emerge, and you might just find that she starts initiating.
And let's be crystal clear about the goal here. Yes, of course, you want a healthy, vibrant sex life. Who doesn't? But that's not the real prize. The real win, the championship trophy, is the deep, authentic connection and the honest communication you're building. That's the stuff that makes a marriage last a lifetime, in every single part of your life together.
Now, of course, this whole pressure and safety thing might not be the only thing going on. Life is complicated, right? She could be completely buried under stress from work and the kids. There might be some old resentment about other stuff that was never resolved. It could even be health-related, like hormonal changes. But here is the truly beautiful thing about this entire approach. By creating this bubble of safety, you make it possible for her to finally tell you about all that other stuff. When you prove, beyond a doubt, that you care more about her well-being than about getting your needs met, you unlock the door. And she can finally show you what's really been going on inside.
I want you to really let this sink in. The woman you fell in love with, the one you married, she hasn't gone anywhere. She is still right there. She's just been living behind a wall because she hasn't felt safe enough to be vulnerable with you. And you have the key to help her take that wall down.
So it all boils down to this one simple question. It's a fundamental shift, a choice. Are you ready to make understanding her your number one priority, even over getting your own needs met? Because when you do that, when you make her feel seen and understood and truly safe, her natural desire to connect with you, body and soul, finally has a chance to come back. The choice is yours. The power to change things is in your hands.